one thing I do want to hit here today, because I'm hearing all the conversation about why isn't the NFL free agency period as exciting as the NBA free agency period? And
in a way, it is.
Well, the NFL is more exciting than the NBA?
No, I'm saying there's just as many players moving teams.
Well, the NBA free agency period is more exciting than the NFL free agency period. I can understand, but there's a lot of people saying, why can't the NFL do what the NBA is doing? Well, number one, you just heard Mark Stein say last hour that one free agent can change an entire landscape. One big-time free agent can change an entire landscape in the NBA. Miami's certainly hoping that with Jimmy Butler. And obviously, if you get one, then maybe you can get two. That's number one. Like one person, one free agent signing in the NFL can make a difference if it's a quarterback, I guess.
Right, only really a quarterback, I think.
That's about it. Like you make a big splash.
Maybe Von Miller or Khalil Mack or something like that.
But no big-time quarterback is going to be a street free agent in the NFL because anybody who's worth their immense game-changing salt is going to be franchise tagged. Even Kirk Cousins, with all due respect, and I know I just gave him an even and an all due respect, which together is the most disrespectful thing I could do except for calling him solid. Right. So that's the trifecta. Right. Even a solid Kirk Cousins, with all due respect, got franchised 2 consecutive years in a row, much to the delight of his accountant.
Yes.
Okay, so Nick Foles is available. That's the free agent class that you get in the NFL because there's a franchise tag. Don't you think if there was a franchise tag in the NBA, Kawhi would have been franchised?
Yeah,
I mean, all of this stuff. Okay,
all these guys
so the franchise tag suppresses free agency.
But the NBA players have more power than the NFL players.
And that's the third thing.
Yeah.
Is that the NFL front office and structure, and you could say that this is what players need to fight for in a collective bargaining agreement that apparently is going on right now to be discussed and hopefully is going well, that NBA front offices don't have what NFL front offices is, and that's the word no. That's the word no. Like, what if, let's just say there was no, like, here's the equivalent. Here's the equivalent. Mahomes. Hey, Kansas City's been great. But you know what? I want to go, he's from Texas, right?
Yeah, played his college ball there.
Right. He wants to go back. Look it up. Where's Mahomes call his hometown? Even though his dad probably took him all over the country, being a baseball player.
Tyler, Texas.
Okay, so yeah, he wants to go home to Texas. He wants to play in Texas. He grew up a Cowboys fan, right? And he wants to go play for the Cowboys, who decide that Dak's not the right guy. But they don't say that. They don't say that. But they let it be known for about a year plus that everybody in the NFL circles knows Mahomes wants to go to Dallas and Dallas would take him if that's the case. But you know what? In order to win, let's just say Zeke's not there. In order to win, he needs to get that running back. So he reaches out to Saquon. Hey, Saquon, I know you got a couple of years left on a contract, or you just signed your the Giants locked you up early. You got 3 years left. You want to come play with me? You and me on the same team, we would be unbeatable. And the Cowboys, let's just say the Cowboys are on some planet not cash strapped in the salary cap.
Okay.
And the NFL has the ability that you could, if you re-sign with your team, you could just go over it. Just keep going. Okay. You get super maxed out.
Right.
So the Cowboys make a trade with Kansas City, giving up 4 first-rounders in, staggered years because you can't give them up in back-to-back years. They give it to Kansas City. Here's the next 4 first-rounders, and we get Mahomes. And Saquon goes to Dave Gettleman. Okay? Tells Dave Gettleman, I want out. Okay. I've got 3 years left, but you don't want me around because I'll just be a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
I want out. I want to go play for Mahomes. Oh, okay. You're in the same conference? No problem. Sold. I got a couple more free agents. I got a couple more first-round picks. Like, what NFL planet would that happen? That's kind of what just happened.
It wouldn't even happen in fantasy. A fantasy draft wouldn't even go down like that.
That's why the NFL free agency won't be as good as the NBA, because the NBA doesn't have a front office structure that says the word no. B, the NBA kind of, I mean, how is it not tampering for a player to reach out to another player and say, come play with me?
This is how do you prove it?
But how is that still not tampering? Like, Paul George was on a long-term deal in Oklahoma City.
He resigned.
And was going to play there for the next 3 years until the moment Kawhi picked up the phone and called him. Unless Paul called him up and say, hey, man, I heard you're looking for I heard you're looking for a guy. I'll be that guy.
Right. I mean, there was
Tell me how to work it.
The rumblings was that Paul George had a little buyer's remorse and that he might have been unhappy.
But, no, it makes sense. I mean, again, we're just from the outside looking in.
Right.
Looks like on occasion it might be tough to punch in on the same clock as Russell Westbrook every day at your workplace. Sometimes. On occasion, you might punch in on the time clock and just look over and go, you know, that might happen.
Yeah. I just think about,
but just that's why it's totally apples and oranges. Right. Like unless the NFL gets rid of franchise tagging, suddenly lets players just decide to talk to one another, and then front offices will just say, for the right price, I'll just let you go, and not even for the right price. Like if Presti couldn't get as much as he got out of the Clippers, do you think he would have still held tight? 3 first-rounders? You'd say, you got to give me the 4th, otherwise I'm not going to let you have it?
Didn't we kind of see this, though, earlier this year with Antonio Brown, in a way?
Well, Antonio Brown was the first instance that I've seen in a long time where a player got himself out of a situation he didn't want to be in anymore, like made it tough enough in the situation where he was. It built up for so long, and then used his Instagram feed to get out. 1 year, but just 1 year early. It was the first time.
Right.
Well, I even said at the time it felt like an NBA moment, and you're even hearing out of New York City the reason why they dealt Odell Beckham now is he's on the last year of guaranteed dollars on his contract now. Next year, he'll be in the Antonio Brown situation where there are years left on his deal, yes, but they're not guaranteed, and they might not be as up to snuff as the rest of the league is paying their star receivers, and he might use his Instagram and social media feeds in the manner that Antonio Brown did, and the Giants wanted no part of that. Just let's get him out of here right now. Might be a total misreading of the tea leaves, but that's the thing that I was hearing out of New York City. Correct, yes. But still, that's an outlier. The NBA, this is the way it's going right now. That's why even Mark Stein said that the Bucks brought in Giannis's brother. Like, let's make it, this is home for him, right?
Yeah, getting out in front of this 2 years ahead of time. Yeah. I'm wondering, it's an outlier in the NFL now. I'm wondering if next offseason we'll see maybe a couple, 2 guys, 3 guys.
Well,
now.
Let's see if the franchise tag exists. I mean, that's the difference maker.
Yeah.
If the NBA had a marker that they could put down for one player and saying he's just not going anywhere, how would July 1st look?
Wouldn't be as fun.
No. Well, I mean, the Warriors would have used it probably on Clay and not Durant.
Right.
Right?
Right.
And then that would have been an issue, but everyone else would have kept their one guy. It's different. And then again, front offices tell players, sorry, in the NFL in a way that Sam Presti's like, okay, there's the door. As long as we get the first rounders back.
Good deal for OKC.
Oh, look, and they're raising, and they should get rid of Westbrook now if they could. Yeah. Just raise it down to the ground. I mean, what else? What are you going to do?
The Rockets are interested. I don't understand that.
Can Westbrook pass it to himself? Would that count as a point and an assist? Could he get like his own triple-double by passing the ball to himself?
He's owed like $47 million in 2 years. That's insane.
For more of The Rich Eisen Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV for free on BR Live or download the Rich Eisen Show app.